The Phoenix Hover Sled in the Garage, a cross-out video by Dangerously Incompetent. Here's another of my own creations. It's a hover vehicle, finally, after a long time, and it's got phoenixes for the main weapons. So we start with a growl cabin, because it's nice and light and nice and fast, and you'll notice the mass limit has got nice orange numbers on it. And it's 600 more than your regular one. How did I do that? It's called Fusion. I was trying to make my race hover sled go faster, and suddenly I thought, when you're in storage, you can fuse things. What happens when you fuse a growl? Does it get faster? Maybe? Lighter? Well, no, it gets one of two things, and it's random which one you get. An increase in the vehicle tonnage or increase in the vehicle maximum vehicle mass, and I ended up with the increase in maximum vehicle mass, and that doesn't do anything to your speed really. Certainly doesn't do anything to the speed for this one, because I haven't hit the tonnage limit on my vehicle. You can see the mass there, although it's above the tonnage for the growl. That's because I've got hovers that each add 500 kilograms to the tonnage. So having that, spending 3 growl cabins to get this growl cabin has done me no good at all. Well, I'll have another bash at it and see if I can get the increased tonnage and see if that makes a difference. But that's for the future. Now the method of movement on this thing is hovers. Now you see, one's glowing red and one's going blue. What's with that? Well, that's the one you can buy in the shop, and I bought it off the market for lots of coin. And the reason I bought that, well, firstly I thought it might be faster, or might not have been hit by that speed limit nerf you get for hovers, but it seems it is, or at least only having half your hovers doesn't make the effect. And looking between the two, that's the one you can buy in the shop, that's the one you can build. There's identical maximum speed, there's identical tonnage increase, identical mass, but the one you can make has 50 less durability. So there's definitely an advantage to having the ones you buy in the shop fitted on, but they are like 100 coins more expensive. So it'll be a little while before I go and buy another set of these two and add them on. And that's why I've got them on the front, because those are the ones that get hit more often. As for the build, the sort of general structure, we got as light as possible. You can see very few bits of structure added, just a platform for the weapons, and then this big piece of ablative armor on the front. Nice and light. I'm using the buggy things that can be shot through, which has got all these hell pipes sticking on the front for extra XP, and for make the explosion a little bit further away from the bits that are vital, like the hover and the cabin. And it works quite well. It'll take a volley of cannon fire on the front and sail away, but the next one will hit something valuable or important and you'll be dragging your ass on the ground. Detection wise, I'm using a powerful radar. Now it takes a point of power, but it's well worth it for a hover, because it's so vulnerable to being shot. I'm relying on not being hit to survive. You really don't want to turn around the corner and find a bunch of enemy. And this thing will detect enemy through buildings and rocks and plants and all sorts of things. So it helps you stay alive. And it also has a significant, look at the durability on that thing, 431. That's a lot. That's more than the durability of my whole vehicle. So I've plunked it in front of the cabin in order to save the cabin from getting shot. What else we got? Engine. We've got the new Firestarter engine, the Oppressor, because it gives a nice boost to the power, which is the acceleration. I don't care about the max speed. I'm on max speed anyway because of that huge hover nerf on the max speed, and the power is good because that keeps your acceleration going. Zip, zip, zippity zip. That hasn't been nerfed at all. And its super bonus is when you're going faster, your weapon reloads speeds up, which is nice. And these things do really want it. I've also got a fuel barrel, radio, and underneath we've got a boomy generator. And now the big part, the weapons. 2 Phoenix crossbows out of the fire starters. Quite a big power score on those things. And there's a lot of other downsides to them out. They're big. Look at the size of them. They're heavy. Where's the weight gone? 1,012 kilograms. That's very heavy for a purple, especially. They turn slowly, and then the missiles they shoot travel slowly. They arc, and worst of all, when you shoot them, then the missile goes wee in a nice arc and it hits. It's a couple of seconds before they go boom. In fact, because I'm using the oppressor, I'm usually reloaded before they've actually gone boom and done damage, because they've got crossbow bolts with explosives attached to them. But despite all those negative points, they're really quite effective. Surprisingly effective. It must do a big pile of damage, and well, it'll also stick to the ground and still sit there and go boom. So even if you missed, someone might foolishly drive over them before they go boom. As they go boom, I think one of the more effective things is the psychological damage. You hear this chunk as you've been hit, and then there's this fizz, and you start panicking. Oh no, I'm going to go boom, I'm going to go boom, what am I going to do? What am I going to anyway, and you stop doing things, effective stuff, once you've been shot with these things. So that's the build, really. How do I play it? Well, it's a scouty peek-a-boom. Early in the match, the powerful radar detector will help you determine where the enemy's going. Are they rushing one side or not? But I don't go out in the open and let them get shooting at me, because I'm very fragile. So I hide behind a building and let that thing do the work. And then once I've figured out a suitable target, pop out from behind the building, twang, pop back in. Cover it back into cover as fast as I can, and then zoom away. Don't keep on popping out the same place. People start lining their guns up. But I'm finding myself really quite effective doing that. Peek-a-boom. Got to wait a while for the boom to happen, of course. But yeah. Oh, and one other bad thing about these things, because of the slow speed of the projectile and the arcing, it takes quite a bit of practice to get your eye in and get your shots to hit. But once you do, they can be surprisingly accurate. And as I mentioned before, boom, effective. So that's the garage. And which way around am I doing it? Oh yeah, battle first. So this would be what you watched after the battle. You'll have seen how effective they've been. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to encourage me to make more of these videos. Or if you want me to go back to telling you how to make money in Crossout, go back onto one of those videos and hit the like button. And persuade me to make more of those videos. Anyway, have fun. Oh, I wonder if you can get the William Tell overture on the horn.